Okay. So welcome everyone to the session. This particular session is on CTEs, right? You might have heard somewhere. First, session is getting recorded or not? It is getting recorded. Yes. So we are in this session. We are going to discuss about one very important concept in SQL, that is CTE. I didn't cover it yet for a reason, because I wanted you to solve SQL first before like telling you any. So CTE means common table expression. It is a way of writing SQL query. Now remember this thing that CTE, right? Like you, a lot of you might be using already, might be using CTE already. I know that, but I'll be covering from scratch. Main thing is that remember this CT is just a way of writing SQL query. It is not so. CT is not mandatory to write a SQL query. First of all, it is just a way of writing SQL queries. So I personally do not prefer CT. Let me be very honest. But a lot of people prefer that, and they get good results. So because CT has a lot of advantages, it just that I have not used CT very extensively in my regular work. But again, CT has a lot of advantages. So a lot of people prefer writing queries through CT only. Okay, so it's totally up to it's totally your decision that whether you want to use CT or not. But let me tell you, CT is still an option. uh, it just how you can write efficient queries which are easy to read, which are I will say easy to interpret and easy to debug. So that's where CT comes in. Okay, my major role when I use SQL has mainly been doing ad hoc analysis, right? There, like query optimization, I didn't was not much required, so I didn't use CT much on those roles. But again, depending if you're working as a data engineer, CT is very important for you. Okay, if you are just doing normal analysis, you just have to get something, then CT is optional for you. Like it's fine, you can skip it. uh, right, so that's how, depending upon your role, CT is important. But right now we are assuming CT is very important, and it is actually. So CT, as I mentioned, it is a way of writing SQL query, optimize SQL queries which are easy to read. Okay, so let's go to the presentation, and we will have a look at it, and then we'll learn through few examples that how to write down properly SQL queries using CT. Okay, so you have all this PPT in the drive, so don't focus on getting it. You can refer that out. Just try to focus here that what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so first of all, CT is a temporary result set that you define within execution of your queries. All right, so basically what it means that I'll explain you through visualization and example as well, but first understand the definition. It is a temporary. First of all, the first important part, that it is a temporary thing. Okay, it's a temporary table which you create while creating any SQL query, right? So for example, you write some SQL query. Okay, so what you do during the execution of your SQL query, you create some temporary tables. Okay, so that you can refer to them again and again, again and again. Okay, and that helps you in writing efficient query. I'll tell you how. Okay, so a CT is a temporary named result set that you define within the execution of your SQL queries. It is created using the with keyword. Okay, so we use syntax with how to create it. So CT is like a virtual table that exists only for the duration of a single query. As I mentioned, you just important is that whatever table you create, it will exist only during the execution of that query. After that, the table will get deleted. So this is not some permanent table which gets stored in your databases, which gets stored somewhere, right? This is just a temporary table which will be there only during your execution part. Once your query has been executed, the table will delete. So why do we need a CT, right? That's the important part, because why are we learning this particular topic? That is, first of all, to simplify. I'll explain you through example that how does it simplify complex SQL queries. So let's do one thing without doing much thing. Let's simply go to an example. Okay, before I even explain you CT. Okay, So let me do one thing. Let me open Postgres. Okay. So this, let's say, so I have a table. What you have to do, select star from uh, simple underscore numbers. So suppose you have to create a table like this. Okay. So where it has 4 rows with 4 numbers, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay. Then your question that you have to solve is first you need to calculate sum of these numbers. Okay. For example, you have to calculate the sum of these numbers. Okay. Then you need to calculate difference between each number and the sum. Okay. So you'll take the difference between this number and the whatever sum is coming, and then what you have to do is you have to get the of percentage of each number compared to sum. So basically, what is the percentage? Let's say the sum is whatever, so what percentage is this? And main thing is that you have to create all this in a single table. So this is your task which you have to do based on whatever SQL you know. You write down the SQL query for me. That you have to, first of all, you have to create a table like this. Okay, where you have to enter these 4 numbers, 5, 10, 15, 20, and then you have to create a single table in which you need to give me these things. Okay, so I'll put it in the chat box. I'm giving you few minutes. Try to solve this first of all before I even touch city. Okay. So the table that you need to create, let's create with values 5, 10, 15, 20. Let's keep these 4 values in 4 rows, and now create this table for me. Please, everyone, try this based on whatever SQL you know. Like you don't need to use CT. So I have not even taught yet. So first of all, solve this question. How will you do that? And tell me the SQL query. I want answers from everyone, please. We have This is the last class, so I hope like I have taught you this much that you should be able to solve this question. So please, at least attempt. If even if it is incorrect, that is fine. But at least I want some query from everyone else. Okay, there are like 17, 16 people on the call. I want at least 10 people to tell me the answer. Tell me something. Okay. Remember, you have to create all this in a single table. Has everyone created table at least?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me what's with query. Where are you with query? Like what part you have solved, what part you're not being able to solve, or you need more time. Okay, I'm giving 5 more minutes. Try to solve in that. I'm just showing you guys few, like you guys can keep on practicing, that's fine. That in reality when companies take test, right, how do they give it? So like I recently gave couple of tests at few companies, right? So like they give you a link. For example, I gave this particular test on 14th February uh, for this Capital One bank, right? And they will give you a link and you need to like basically solve it. So they gave me some like 60 minutes, and there are you have to share screen, you have to open your camera, and like lot of things are there, and there are some difficult questions, and you will get only 60 minutes, and like you have to solve some 5 to 10 coding. Like I think there were 7 to 10 questions in this particular one, right? And this is the first step of any company's interview process. So that's how it goes. I'm just showcasing you guys. The same thing you will also.
Was it a MCQ?
Sorry,
Was it a MCQ
this
or
is a code.
a
This was a
mixed?
coding test. This was a coding test.
Okay, 7, 10 questions.
Yeah, 7 to 10 questions, right? And I got a 336 score in this. Okay, and now my assessment has automatically been submitted. Now they will get back to me if they select me or not. So that's how it goes. Before this, no one, even like I can show you, like I have a interview process at Meta as well going on, right? I'll just show you the process how it looks like. So if you see, it will yeah. So like this one I received.
Which position you have, role? Like,
I have applied this. So I am applying for this AI engineer role, right? So this,
okay, okay, fine.
so
So
not
it's
depending
totally,
depending upon your profile, right? So like
yeah,
this is,
understood.
yeah,
You have wrote for like coding than that one, right?
yeah,
The
this is
previous one you
yeah.
shown me,
Previous
right?
one was also coding. Like this is also I have a test tomorrow. This is also a coding test. Okay, they will send you a link like this. Okay, and
Okay.
once you come, the like you will. So for example, they have given some uh, coder pad like this. I won't be able to access it right now. It will be tomorrow, and you'll give that test. Then it will get submitted. Then based, they'll give you feedback if they like you or not. That's how it.
Is this for everyone, like freshers and everyone?
Everyone will go through this process. Like of course, like I have 9 years of experience, so the level of questions I'll get are more advanced. You will get something else, but the process remains standard. Okay, for any company, like for any big company or major company like product based companies always go through this. They will give you a coding test first of all. Unless you clear it, you won't they won't move ahead. Okay, that's how it goes. Okay, so see, like first of all I had a recruiter conversation, then screening interview. This is my screening interview. After this, if I get selected, if my coding test goes well, then there will be 4 to 5 rounds of virtual or on-site interviews, and after that they will give. That's how the whole process looks like. I mean, I keep on giving these interviews so that like I get to know what is going on in the industry. But that's how yeah. uh,
Uh, can I ask one question?
yeah, please solve the question first. Yeah, okay, please ask.
Nothing, like we can give multiple times for that any company.
Yeah, you need to apply for those roles. Okay, and once you apply, then they will, if they like your profile, then they will get back to you, and then only they will give you a coding test. Is it clear? Yeah, that this is scheduled, right? Like for example, uh if you see this, I have a test scheduled like tomorrow 8:15 a.m. Okay, so I mean, I'm just showing you this, that's how a real recruitment process looks like. If you apply for any big any product based role in a company, not only big, like major product based roles, like in product companies. If you're applying for consulting firms, they have different process. Like they don't do coding tests like this. Of course they do. Like on screen, someone will be there. They will ask you to share screen, and then they will ask you to code few of the problems. Okay, there you might not have coder pads, but they will still ask you to code. So the coding part is mandatory in most of the in 90% of the companies. And for a few of the roles, when they are really looking to hire someone very urgently, they might not do the coding test. But assume for 90% of the cases you will get it. Okay.
How your resume is selected, no? Like
Resume is little because I created a resume. That's why
n-
yeah.
I'm asking what is the procedure? You went for LinkedIn or any
No,
other?
my LinkedIn is not good. Yeah, my LinkedIn is not that good, to be honest. Resume is good. I mean, I have put everything that I've done in resume. Uh, so they generally see experience type of projects that you have done, and Yeah, I know getting resume selected is the first challenge. It's not easy. It takes time to build a resume like that. Plus, they need experience. Like, a lot of things are there. Plus, sometimes you need the referrals. I don't see them working anymore. Like, anyways, we'll discuss all that later here. Please solve the question first. Select this. Okay. One person has written a query. Tell me, what about others? So my objective to show this was that you will get something like this. You will have 60 minutes and you will have to solve those questions, right? And you really need to pace up your skills. I mean, your coding, like try to solve every question in 5, 10 to 15, like max to max, like 12, 13 minutes. You have to decide whether you will be able to do or not, something like that. So that you're able to attempt everything. Okay. Now, few companies give 4 questions only in 1 hour. There, those questions are a little bit tricky. So they require like 20 minutes per question. There you need times. So it depends upon the type of company. But I just gave you like show you that how a normal recruitment process looks like. Okay. So far, only one person has replied. This is the reason I showed you that at this pace you need to work things. I mean, this is a simple question that I gave you, and I see only one person replying.
Satvik, where are the questions? Actually, I joined late.
Oh, sorry. So
Yeah.
question is this. I have posted in the chat box. I'll post it again. So what you have to do, you have to basically create a table like this uh, of 4 rows only. Okay, like 5, 10, 15, 20. You have to create a table like this, and then you have to solve these 3 questions and generate output in a single table. That's the
Okay.
question. Guys, we cannot spend much time like this. Please try to like wrap it up in next 2, 3 minutes, please. Whatever you have written, please write it. Guys, is this such a difficult question? Like, why is it taking time? Tell me, please. Only 2 people have given me query. Shweta, you have to write down uh, all the 3 questions in a single command, not separately. Anyways, guys, see, I mean, we cannot keep on waiting because we have to cover the main topic as well. So let's get on with it. How to solve it? I mean, ideally you should have been able to, but so let's see how. So how you will you solve this particular question using a normal SQL query that we have done? So we need to get the sum of all the numbers, right? Calculate the difference between each number and the sum and percentage of each number compared to the sum. So again, your first will be that select. Okay. So select number. So because this is my table, right? So I'll select number. Okay. Uh, or let's call it n dot number. Okay. I'll call this table n. Okay. Then after this, what is my first step? First, I need to calculate the sum of all the numbers. So how can I calculate the sum of all the numbers through this? What's the query, guys, to get the sum of all the numbers? यार मैंने से रॉकेट साइंस का क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया क्या?
Bro, I think it's an count of count.
Why are you not sure? Tell me this.
Count.
Select
Count.
sum of number.
If it's total, then star.
From a simple number.
From simple. So ये अभी क्यों आंसर आ रहे हैं? जब मैंने पूछा तब क्यों नहीं आया? You'll write down this, right? And you'll say, let's say this is sum underscore value. Okay. This is your first. ये आपका हो गया first. Correct? How will I get the second thing? Difference between each number and sum. So what will you do? You'll take this minus n dot number as difference. Okay. This is your second question. What is the third question? Percentage of each number compared to the sum. How will you do that? N dot number into 100. Okay. So what is the question? Percentage of each number compared to the sum. So in denominator, what will be there? So in numerator, it will be the number, and denominator will be
the sum of numbers.
Sum of all numbers.
यार ये सब चीजें बताए कि तब like you took 15 minutes to solve this as percentage. ठीक है? From simple underscore numbers as n. Okay. So this is the query. I'll get this thing. Okay. Okay. So now, what is the problem with this one? Not problem as in like there is nothing as such wrong, but if you notice one thing, this total what we are doing it again and again for everything, right? This is a very simple query that you just हमने इसमें कोई where clause, group by, nested कुछ नहीं लगाया. We have just using a simple query where I'm using this particular thing again and again. If you notice, if you see, this is a static part, right? I could have saved this somewhere and I could have directly, I'm like, assume this is a very big SQL query of like 100 lines. And let's say even this subquery, this is a subquery, right? This subquery was very big. Suppose a simple line nahi hota, let's say it would have been like 10 lines or like some big subquery, right? Now think that like this, writing this subquery again and again in the code, same thing. It's a tedious task, and plus it's a repetitive task. Agreed or not? Tell me.
Yes.
Right? If there is a way, if I could simply store this value as single variable name, it would have been much easy for me. right? Like, of course, results same रहेंगे. Results what you are getting right now, results will remain same, but my query will look more clean, will be more efficient in that case, right? And if in future you have to debug your query, like you won't get confused. Oh my god, what is happening here? I like it looks so confusing. अगर यहाँ की जगह एक simple ऐसा रहता कि let's say ये नहीं होता, simple होता sum, okay, sum underscore value, and यहाँ पे भी let's say sum underscore value, sum underscore value. This query would look so clean that okay, you are simply doing this particular part, जहाँ पे you're calculating the sum, right? And you're simply subtracting from that sum value a number, and you're taking the percentage, right? You're not writing complex subqueries, uh, right? So there comes the concept of CTE, common table expression, that whenever you have common table expressions, so where is this used? This is used where you have nested lot of big subqueries. Mainly it is a like way when you don't want to write subqueries and you want to like still write the code in an efficient manner. There CT is mainly used. Okay, so what do we do in CT? I'm just writing down a code. I'll explain you the syntax and all that. So instead of doing like this, I would have done in a CT like this, with total underscore sum as, okay, I would do simply here select sum of number, let's call it number as sum underscore value from simple underscore numbers. Okay, so now I'll say select n dot number, and so let's say this is my total sum, right? So I will say, let's call it TS. Okay, I'll say TS dot sum underscore value, okay, comma TS dot sum underscore value minus n dot number as difference, comma n dot number into 100 divided by your TS dot sum underscore value as percentage from simple underscore numbers, and I'll do a cross chain here. I'll say yes. Okay, that's it. And let me check what I'm getting. Yeah, so I'm getting the same result. Don't worry about the query right now. If you see this thing, what I've done, I've created this particular thing uh, uh, as sum underscore values here, if you notice this. And now I'm using this sum underscore value everywhere below my query, right? So what CT does is that whatever calculations which are there in your code, which are more likely to be repetitive again and again, right? Those calculations you put in a CT, and you can access them anywhere inside this code without explicitly writing the whole query. Okay, so that is the advantage of writing a CT. Is it clear?
Understood.
Anyone, any doubt? Is it like declaring a variable? We are not declaring some variable. We are storing the SQL query in form of a variable, and then we are using that variable everywhere in the in query.
it is a temporary one or what?
Yeah, so remember this particular variable which is created is a temporary one. Okay, the moment this query gets executed or you run, for example, let's say you are writing a different query here. Here you cannot access it. Okay, this is just a temporary table. So this TS, you will not find it anywhere stored in your databases. Okay, this is just inside this particular query only. Okay, that is the concept of common table expression. Again, syntax वगैरह I will explain you, don't worry. But this is the application of CTE, that you, whatever repetitive, like what happens in subquery, remember what you do. For example, you write down this, like select a comma b comma c from, let's say, table where a in, then you further write a subquery, select star from something something, right? So instead of writing the subquery, you will declare that particular repetitive query here somewhere, and then you will simply use that variable name. Okay, so that the query looks clean and it is easy to debug. Okay, again, as I mentioned, CT is a method, way of writing SQL code. It is not like which is mandatory to use CT. No, it is not mandatory, but yes, it is recommended to you. It is recommended to use CT when you are solving difficult questions, so that you retain things, you understand the like flow of order of execution of things. Okay, so tell me guys, any doubt before I move ahead? Again, forget the syntax right now. Syntax I will teach, but this is just the application why CT is required. Okay, in the first example we saw that we were using same subquery 3 times. So now we are not using the same subquery. We have stored subquery in a variable, and then we are using that variable everywhere. Okay, anyone, any doubt? Okay, so let's read a little bit more about CTE, then we will solve few questions. Again, it's just a method, way of solving questions. We will solve few questions which you might have already solved or which you can solve, but we have to try to solve them using CTs. Okay, so the first point is that, as I mentioned, why do you need a CT? To simplify complex queries. Okay, to simplify complex queries, to improve the readability. See, it is not necessary that writing a CT will improve the performance of your code. No, that is not mandatory. Okay, CT is the main reason of writing a CTE is readability. Okay, and mainly is readability, that you are able to read and debug your SQL queries better, because in subqueries sometimes you don't understand from where what is coming. So in CT, at the top, you create all the important repetitive calculations. And after that, you write down your SQL query so that you can refer that, okay, this particular thing might be coming from here. This will be coming from here, right? So it is easy to debug. It helps in optimizing your SQL query, but not always. Okay. The main thing is that you break down complicated operations into small ones. We'll see that with example. Okay. So as I mentioned this, now this is a syntax of a CT. You like you write down a with command. Okay, with, then you write down the name of that CT table. So it could be anything. For example, let's call it table 1. Okay, as, and inside this you will write down a SQL query. Okay, now this table 1 is present always, and whatever variables you have created, they can be accessed. Suppose I write down select table 1 dot, let's say whatever variable name is ABC from table 1, something like that you do. Okay, so from table 1. So what type of queries you write down inside CT? The things which you think will be repeating again and again in your question. Okay, mostly you write down them. Otherwise, whenever you like while writing a SQL query, you define that, okay, first of all I will do this, second I will do this, third I will do this. So in that order you create multiple. So first CT you will create this one, second this one, third this one, and that's how you will go. Okay, we'll see all this with example. So uh, again, I'm going to show you how CT is more effective. Like we just did one example, I'm showing you another example. So let us say you have a data set of customer records, and you have to write down this, calculate the total number of orders placed by everything using a single query. Okay, suppose this is a some big statement, which there are like 5 questions which you have to run them and print everything through a single command. Okay, so at the left table, if you see, this is your regular SQL query that you have been written, and this is your CTE. Okay, so what happens is that if you see here, you're writing down all the subqueries again and again, again and again, again and again. But here it's not like that. Here you created a table, customer summary. Okay, you created some variables inside it, then you created average spending, something inside it, and after that this is your main query which you are writing down. Okay, so it is way easier to read, as I said. So I will show you with the example how to write down CTE and like more things, but uh, this is the overall objective. Now talking about how CTE is basically useful, as I mentioned, reusability. CTE queries are more reusable because what happens, you have stored the queries in form of a variable and you can use them anywhere. Okay, and more readable. They are optimized in performance but not always. Okay, so that's the major thing. And now we will solve few questions of CTE, and I'll explain how to write down step by step. Okay, forget about cross join, I will explain you. That was just example, don't worry, I'll explain you how to write CT properly. Okay. That was just, I just wanted to show you why how CT is more beneficial. So let's do one thing. Now this is the thought process of writing a SQL query. I'll explain you of writing a C with CTE. How do you write it? But let's do one thing. You have this table with you. I shared. If you notice, uh, this class 18, right? You will have 3 tables: users and movies, and this particular table, watch history. Can you please try to like create this table in your systems? There are 3 tables. Just try to put them into your uh, SQL servers, whatever you are using. So there are some questions I'll solve using CT, and then I will tell you how to apply this thought process there. Okay. So there are 9 questions which I will be teaching you. Uh, Again, they are few are easy, few are medium, few are difficult, but just try to understand how to write down CT there. Okay. Yes, please.
Sir, I haven't got the data that you have shared with everyone, like the
It's
class.
it's in the drive only. Go to the class 18.
Yeah, so I did check my drive, but I didn't find the class 18 one.
Drive is same for everyone. It cannot be that it is for not for you. Class 18 drive is for everyone. Still, I've shared the link. You can access from there. Everyone, please create the data. Then please update me. Then I will start the questions. Has everyone created a table? Why is it taking so much time?
Uh, 2 minutes working.
Right? I mean, just copy paste ही तो करना है, क्या हो गया इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है?
I mean, hello sir, it's showing an invalid input syntax for a timestamps.
कॉपी 1 by 1 ना, एक एक करके कॉपी करो, हो जाएगा. पहले टेबल को डालो, फिर इंसर्ट वैल्यूज को डालो. Is everyone facing the problem, or anyone able to create the table?
No, bro. It's working. 1 minute. Working.
Just do 1 by 1. Guys, it shouldn't be taking this much time. Let's start. I mean, एक टेबल कॉपी करने में इतना टाइम क्यों लग रहा है? So we have 3 tables. We have users, movies, and watch history. Okay, let's have a look at those tables one by one. Okay. Select star from users. सबसे पहले. So this is the. So I have user ID, which is the primary key. User name is there. Email, country, subscription ले रखी है. Sign up date and age. Okay. Last login is active or not. Those flags I have. Okay. What is the next table? Next is movies. So select star from movies. Let's see this. What is this table? Movies. So movies mein kya hai? I have movie ID. So the primary key of this table is movie ID. The movie title is there. Genre, release year, like those details are there. So main thing is that related to movie I have information, and related to users I have information. And then there is another table. For example, what is that? It is watch underscore history. So select star from watch underscore history. Okay, let's see what is present in this table. So you have watch ID. So remember, what is watch ID? I mean the session ID of what you are watching. So watch session ID, which person is watching that? That is the user ID. And then movie ID, which movie he is watching, then date, duration, and all that, right? So basically, we have the data of various user sessions where what user is watching. So these 3 data is tables are with us. So we are given some questions which we have to solve explicitly through CTE. Okay. So the first question is calculate the total watch time of each user. So let's try to solve this. Total watch time for each user. Now let's go to this particular table. I need to get the total watch time of for each user. Now, if I see this watch history, so watch history gives me user ID. Okay, it gives me watch duration, right? So can I get for each user? Can I get the total watch user total duration for each user ID? Can I? How can I get it? The total watch time for each user through normal SQL query. How will you get it? Just tell me a random. Just put something in the chat box. Like what will you do? You'll do select sum of watch duration group by user ID, right?
Yes.
So normally, how will you do? You will say select sum of watch underscore duration as duration. Then for each user you want, right? So you also need user underscore ID. Okay. From watch underscore history group by what? User underscore ID.
User ID.
Okay. This is what you will do a normal SQL query. Okay. And you will get it. But I don't have the but let's say I want user name as well. How will you do that?
Joins.
How will you put join here?
Like from watch history as A, join users table as B, and then on the common.
Yeah. So you'll basically join this with the users table to get the corresponding to user ID. You'll get the user name, right? Yeah, inner join you will do to get it. Now this is a normal SQL query which you generally do. I want to write it using a CTE. See now, for a simple query like this, CTE does not add anything significant, right? Like there's no, like you can write on a simple query as well, or a CTE does not matter. But let's try to see how do we write this inside a CTE. Okay, so how will you write down this particular thing inside a CTE? You will say, remember what is the syntax of CTE? You will create first CTE table. So you'll say with, okay, so let's create watch underscore total watch time, right? So watch underscore time as, okay. So this is the syntax. With is the keyword. This is the table name that the temporary table name that you want to create as, okay. Now what I want, total watch time for each user. So what will be my query? Select user underscore ID, comma, sum of let's say sum of watch duration, watch underscore duration, okay, as let's say watch time, from watch underscore history, okay, group by user underscore ID. Okay, so this is a CT that you have created right now. So what does this watch timetable contains? It contains uh, this particular result. Is it clear? Okay, so I'm not written the complete query yet. That's why it's throwing an error. Okay, so now now remember, what is this watch time table exactly? This watch time table which you have created is technically this query, right? So what will you do? You will do simply from this table. You want user ID and watch time. You want the same information. So you will do select star from your table, that is watch time. Okay, and then you will close it. So this is how your CT, how you can write on the same query this using a CT. Again, CT is not adding any advantage right now because this is a very simple question. So here you will prefer to write down a simple query. But I'm just telling you, if you have to write down a CT, you will write down like this. Okay. And you will get something like this. So what is happening? Whatever you created, now this is getting stored. This sum of watch time across users, this will get stored. Now you can use this information at many other places, which we will see in future questions. But this is how you write down a simple. Someone will ask, what does why do we do star here? We do star here because we are technically getting things from this particular table. Okay, and we are doing star because this is what exactly I wanted. Okay, so tell me, any questions, anyone?
Can you repeat this last one? What you said?
What last one?
That star one.
Star is basically what you, when do we write star? When we have to get everything from a table, right?
It's like all. Yeah.
So whatever you created here, you stored this in a temporary table watch time. Okay. Eventually, what I wanted exact same result, right? So I will do select star from this particular table. Is it clear?
Yes.
Tell me.
Because you are selecting that watch time only, right?
Watch time is a table name.
Yeah. From that only you are. You want
No,
the answer, output.
which output do you want?
You have selected the last one, right? Select star from
Yeah,
watch
so
time.
select star from watch time will give you whatever is stored in watch time table.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What is stored in watch time table? This particular query.
Watch time table. Yes. Yes. Got it.
Okay. This is a very simple use case of writing down a CT. Okay. Please, you can try in on your systems, like same thing. You'll get the same result. Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Identify users who have watched content for more than 150 minutes. So now let's write down here question 2. Identify the users who have watched. Can you guys write down a query for this, a CT query, not a normal query? Can you write down a CT query for this now? Now suppose you want to do a join after this, so you can add join after this here as well. Okay, that we will see ahead. But please try to solve this question using CT. You're only using CT, not through regular query. What is the confusion? We are doing to reduce the redundancy. The question 1 was pretty easy. There is no difference between writing down a CT and writing down a normal query. The example that I showed you at the first question that we did, where we were doing multiple subqueries, and uh, we didn't want to write multiple subqueries, so we put them in a CT and then we use it. That is the eventual use. In the first question, as I told, there is no difference. You can use CT as well without CT as well. It's same thing because it's a simple question. But as you move to the advanced questions, you will see writing down CT is efficient. It is readable. That's more readable than as compared to your CT, to your subqueries. That's why we are doing. So let's try to write down the second question through using CT. first of all, let's think. Let's try to think a little bit. We have to, what do I need to do? Let's little bit do brainstorming. Identify users who have watched content for more than 150 minutes. So what should be my first step? First step should be calculate total watch time for each user. Okay. And second, apply a filter. Correct? This should be my query, like my steps. This should be my steps. Calculating a total watch time for each user and apply a filter. Okay. So first of all, remember, now thing is that before constructing CTE, think like this. So let's move to the PPT once. If you come here in the PPT, we have given a thought process for like this is a thought process for the whole, for any SQL question, and which is you will be solving through CT. That first of all, of course, understand the question, identify the relevant data and tables, break down the problem into subtasks, which I just did. Okay. Now coming to the CT part, how to define, how to identify what do I put in a CT and what do I put, because if you see, CT has two parts. One part is like any CT query has two parts. One part is present inside here and something is present outside. So how do I decide which part do I need to put inside and which part do I need to put outside? Right? This is a question which I think a lot of people will be having. So how to like deal with it is that there's a simple thought process that check if any calculation is used more than once, or basically you create CT for that logic which you can apply to which you can apply to everywhere. Okay, in any SQL query. So which you can basically use as repetition. So what do I mean to say is that the question is the question says that I need to identify users who have watched content for more than 150 minutes in total. Okay. Now, if I see, I have two parts. Calculate total watch time for each user and then apply a filter. Okay. Now think like this. This particular part is something which is generic, which I can use at a lot of places, because the value of filter can change, may not change, can change. Like it can be anything, right? So what if I do? I create a standard variable for total watch time for each user, and then I apply filter on that particular variable. Okay, this is one approach. Second approach, which is also correct, is I calculate everything inside CT and take it out. So just see both the queries which I'm going to write. Okay, then we will discuss. So I will say select, let's say again, user watch underscore time as. So I will say select user underscore ID. Okay. As watch time from watch underscore history. Okay. Group by user underscore ID. Okay. Select, sorry, with, this is not select, this is with. I'll do select user underscore ID, comma, watch time from this table. Okay, we are selecting from this table where watch time is greater than 150. Okay, so this is one query that I have written, and I am writing on another query. So let's say this is the query one. Query one. and this is query 2. So what I'm doing here, I'm removing select from pair. Okay, forget about query 2. Okay, now think like this. I need to find users who have watched content for more than 150 minutes in total. Okay, so what I will do here, I'll put a having, right? Having sum of watch duration greater than 150. Okay, and then I will do select star from user underscore watch underscore time.
Watch time.
Okay, so if I run this particular part, I'll get something, and if I'm running this particular part, I am also getting something. Actually, I'm getting same result in both the queries. But think like this. Can someone tell me, although both the queries give me the same result, which query will you pick? Which CT will you pick, and what is the reason?
We will pick the second query,
Why not the first one?
because in first one you haven't filtered. You have to separately filter out in the select statement, whereas in the second query, while building the CT, you have given the having clause where you have filtered it. So it was it will become very easy to just select all
Let
from.
us say in the question you have to in the same question. Let's say I modify the question that one filter is for 150 minutes, and you have to apply another filter where total watch time is greater than 200 minutes somewhere. Let's say in addition to this, somewhere else it comes. Then what will you do?
So it's better to write a query number 1.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, whatever the general part is there, right? Which is remember the part. Why do we use CT? Everyone is asking that. Why do we even do CT? We do CT to avoid to basically reuse things, right? Reuse things. So to reuse things, I need to be as generic as possible. Okay. If if I am if I've put everything here now, right now user watch time table will contain only those users which have a watch time greater than 150. Okay. Now assume somewhere in the code, let's say down here, I need those users whose watch time is, let's say, greater than 100. Can I use this CT table there?
No, we cannot.
We cannot do, because this table contains only those users which have greater than 150. Okay, again, see, there's nothing right or wrong here. I'm just telling you the practice, that what you should generally try to keep it. This query is also giving correct result, this query is also giving correct, so both are correct. This, first of all, clear this in mind that both are correct ways. It's just that how, if I have to optimize my query, that I have to make it more reusable, what should I do? I should keep all the filters outside of my CT. Okay, if there is any generic filter or any filter which I think can be used multiple times somewhere else with some other values, so I will try to put it outside of my CT. Okay, and I will only keep the relevant, those information which I can use again and again. Is it clear? Yes, the generic reusable code has to be inside this CT bracket. Okay, that is the whole purpose of using CT, that I don't want to write down this particular query again and again, right? So that's why we use CT. Tell me, guys, is it clear or it is going above your head? Please tell me. As I mentioned, CT is a practice. You will the more you practice with CT, the more you will realize that its importance. It's why is it handy? Okay, if you're watching CT for the first time, it's very obvious that you will think that, oh, what is even the need of doing all this? I can write down better codes just through using my regular methods. Yes, you're right, but uh, as I mentioned, same goes with window functions, right? Window functions are not mandatory to write, but once you start solving questions using window function, you realize that your bigger problems, they got solved very easily, right? Same is with CT, that your code becomes reusable and it's easy to debug your code. That okay, from where is this error coming? Okay, so tell me, before I move to the third question, anyone any doubt? Guys, yes, no, maybe, please कुछ तो respond कर दो please. Is it clear to only one person, or like there are more people who, if you're stuck with a
Yes,
doubt, please
yes, sir.
clear. Please ask me. I'm here to clear only.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, please ask.
Yeah, sir, once the CT is registered, once you write a query like the CTE query, you cannot make any change inside it again. Like as you told before, that what if there are multiple conditions like having watch duration greater than 150 and watch duration above or less than 100.
Yes, you'll have
So
to write down again ना, मतलब ये वाला change नहीं कर पाओगे आप.
अच्छा, वो वाला चेंज नहीं कर पाओगे हम लोग. हैविंग के बाद में एंड लगा के फिर दूसरा कंडीशन नहीं डाल सकते. इज दिस व्हाट?
Where? I didn't get your point.
So having some of like watch duration greater than 150,
Yeah.
and there might be also one condition there where ki matlab
Let's say
where,
somewhere in the code down where, let's say this is a big question, right? And they've
yeah,
asked you that tell me something where watch duration is greater than 200. They tell me, can you use this thing? No, you cannot use it there because this table is already created with 150. So you will need to create another CT there in that case.
yes, yes.
So whatever filters are there, I try to avoid it. Okay. Because filters make your code less generic.
Can't we write all in one, like all in one city,
All in one CT as in?
like user watches and user IDs and everything under one?
Which
With
one?
the
I didn't get your question.
with the V with the city.
With this,
Yeah, with all these the which you have above is there,
I
right?
have written select star from ना, तो ये सारा लेके select star from कर तो रहा हूँ मैं.
Okay.
What is this? So I have created everything inside the CT only. And
I'm asking like if we are having multiple queries, can't we write with everyone like with the clause only?
no, you cannot. The CT you cannot
Okay.
do multiple thing inside. Like I mean,
So we need to create every time.
you have to create different CT. Remember, you can
Yeah,
create
different CTC with every time, right? You
yeah,
are saying.
you can create multiple CTs also. Like you can create as many CTs as you want. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, performance में difference पड़ता है like for sub query and CT if we compare it in terms of performance?
Performance may, as I mentioned, it depends upon what you're writing. It doesn't always work. Like always, it's not the difference. So of course, CT is more optimized, right? Because what happens that, remember, you store in a temporary table, okay? And then you are reusing. So instead of calculating things again, you are reusing from the same table. Getting my point? So instead of running this whole query again and again, you will simply fetch information from this table. Now this table is temporarily stored in your SQL server. Okay, so it is easy to read from here rather than running. Now what happens if you run this query again and again? Suppose, so of course performance may issue आएगा ना, like this will be less like optimized. नहीं समझ में आया?
Got it, sir.
रिस्पॉन्ड कर दिया करो, मुझे पता नहीं चलता, लाइक ठीक है. let's move to the third question now. Okay, after that we will have some break. Okay. For each user, count how many movies they have completed. Okay, so for each user, I have to tell how many movies they have completed. So can you try to write down a CT for this, please? First, determine from where will you get this information. After that, decide what should be your order of steps, and then decide what to put in CT, what to put outside of CT. Okay. Remember, there's nothing wrong or right here. It is just how you write. It's just your preference, that how do you do things. Okay. Your query might be different from mine, but that does not mean mine is wrong or yours is wrong. No, that does not mean like that. Okay, so let's start solving this particular question. So step one, first let's decide from which table contains this information, that how many movies users have completed. Okay, so let's see this particular table. First of all, movies. Okay, does this movie contain any information about user? No, it does not contain about user. So let's talk about, see the same watch history only. Am I on mute? Just checking it. Okay. So watch history, if you see, we have a flag completed. So user ID, and we have a flag of completed, right? So I can answer through simple one table. I don't need multiple tables right now. For each user, count how many movies they have completed. Okay. So first of all, what I will need, so what I need the flag of user, where the user has completed the movie, and then a count of all those movies, right? So first I need a filter where completed user has completed the movie. Okay. And then count of those movies. Okay. So here I can use, so what I will do, I'll write down with, for example, let's say completed underscore movies as, okay. Now, what I need to do, remember, is that try to, let's first of all write down everything inside CT, okay, and then we will do select star from this CT. Let's try to follow this particular approach first of all. Select star from this table. Okay, so let's try to write down everything inside CT. What do I need? For each user, count how many movies they have completed. So what will I do? I'll say select user underscore ID. Okay, count of star as as maybe completed from watch underscore history, where what should be the filter? Tell me.
Completed is equal to true.
Completed equal to true, and group by what?
User.
Okay. Now, so what I did every calculation inside my CT only. Okay, and now I will simply call this particular table. Is it clear? Okay, now suppose I want the username as well. What will I do from here? I don't only want user ID, I want username as well. I know that username is present in the users table, right? So what will I do?
Join.
Join
Users on.
users on.
You have to give an alias for users.
Sorry.
An alias for both of them.
Okay.
Both the tables or
As A, as B, on A dot user underscore ID equal to B dot user underscore ID.
you need to get the username. Yeah.
Yes. So where will I put it?
There. No. You have to write. You have explicitly specify all the columns there.
Yes. So I will specify that I need, let's say, user. So I'll say A dot user underscore ID.
U dot username.
A dot let's say B dot user
User.
name and A dot.
A dot.
Do I need completed
Completed.
status? I don't need that, right?
A dot completed.
But I don't need that because I've already selected everything as true. So I don't need that.
Okay.
So what does it say?
It's just username. I mean user underscore. It's not user underscore name.
So I got this particular information as well. So you can do joins as well in CT. Okay. So main thing is that here it makes sense to write everything inside. Tell me, why didn't I write completed outside? Tell me. Why didn't I write, like in the previous question, I put a filter outside, right? Why didn't I put a filter of true out, like outside?
Because I guess
Can I
it
do
will
that?
not change.
So write down a query. Forget about the join right now. Okay. Simply let's keep it like this. Select star from completed movies. Write down a query where I'm using true not inside, I'm using it outside. Please everyone write down a query. I want you guys to know that you can write down in both ways. Now, whichever is more beneficial, you will get to know once you have written many queries on CT. That okay, this one I think makes more sense. Like it is a better approach. But right now, please write down another CT where you are filtering this thing outside of CT, not inside of CT. Please write down a query. Guys, पूरी सीक्वल भूल गए हो क्या आप लोग? Think like this. I need to get this outside, right? Okay. Now see here. For example, completed. Let's go to select star from. Okay. Let's write down this. Select star from watch underscore history. Okay. So here, if you see, you have completed में कितनी values हैं? Either true or false. There are two values in it, right? What if I do, instead of putting a bare filter here, I do that, I say completed, okay, and group by user ID and completed. If I run this query, what would be the result? Let's check this. So what will I get from this? I will get that for each user, if you see this table, let's talk about this 7. Okay. For each user ID, I will get two flags, one flag of true, one flag of false. Agreed or not? Because completed के अंदर दो values possible है, right? So जब group by होगा, for each user ID, you will have either true or false. And you will have count for false and true both. Like for example, if you see here, now what you can do after this, that select star from this, okay, you can simply say where completed is equal to true. Okay. And now when you run this, completed, the column completed. Okay, select star from, let's call it as CMP, where CMP is equal to true. So you got this particular result of all the true things. Okay, now you can do simply say user underscore ID, comma, let's say completed. Yeah, whatever you have selected. So you can get that particular count from here.
But sir, then it is better now that if we are giving or if we are filtering inside a city only
Yeah, it
where
is better. I'm just telling.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
just asking if someone has a question that why can't we do it outside. For this question, it's better to do inside. Which column name completed? Because I have two column names completed. See, this is also completed. This is also completed. That's why I have to change. I had to change its name. That's why it's what it was ambiguous. Okay, so for this question, it was better to write down inside. So that's something you as a coder has to decide whether I have to keep it inside or outside. Okay, so for this question, it made sense to keep all the filters inside of the subquery. Okay, but I was just showing you that you can do it both ways. It's just that how you want to solve it. So let's do one thing. Let's take a 10-minute break and let's resume at 10 p.m. and then we will have 30 more minutes class. And after that, like, you guys are free to leave. So I just need 30 more minutes I need to cover a couple of questions where you have like multiple cities. How do you do that, right? Those things I will cover, and then that's the class is over. So let's have a break. We'll resume at 10 p.m. IST. Okay.
सर डाउट्स लोगे क्या मतलब?
नहीं, आज मैं डाउट्स नहीं ले पाऊंगा. I'm really sorry. I'll have to do that separately. I mean, if you have any other doubt, I can take that. But अभी question वगैरह मैं अभी आज नहीं ले पाऊंगा. I'm really sorry.
नहीं क्वेश्चन नहीं सर, सिर्फ इन जनरल.
Yeah, in general,
Yeah.
after session I will take. Yeah. Question doubts के लिए I'll have to take a separate session. So I will conduct that maybe this week or next week. I'll conduct. But is it clear CT so far to you? Like, so far we have been doing simple questions. अभी आप लोग complex question में मत जाओ if you are just starting CT. Those who have done, like, I know a lot of people who, like, when we used to solve questions earlier, a lot of people used to write through CT only. For those people, I think this will be a bread and butter only, like nothing new. But people who have just started, right now only start with simple questions. Okay. Then gradually, as you build the confidence in CT, you can bring it to more advanced questions. So have a 10-minute break. We'll resume after that.
Satwik?
Yeah, please tell me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, for the user table, I'm not able to insert the data, like, showing some error, like time span error at line number 14.
Okay, you're getting some error.
Yeah. For inserting the data.
Even
for
me,
particular
sir.
user.
मेरा
Just
there is a
try
space.
to not even
I
one, not even.
I also found that error. There is a space gap in one date function. So
yeah.
in 24th in August That one, let me check.
It's
Yeah,
showing
can
at
you
line
please tell
number
where,
4. It's showing line number 4 somewhere, like a date function. Is that the same? Can anybody confirm? Like,
line number 4 you are saying, right?
yeah, it's showing line number 4.
This Sunita Patel.
This one is a different line ना. ईयर अलग है और मंथ अलग है, तो वो स्पेस को लाइक हटाने पे वो सही हो गया था कोड पूरा.
Okay, कहाँ पे स्पेस हटाना है? टेल मी, लाइक आई विल टेल अदर्स एज वेल.
ईयर के बाद में स्पेस है, बस ईयर के बाद 2024 के बाद में स्पेस आ रहा है कोड में, बाकी सब सही है और सीक्वल कॉपी करने पे.
So let me copy it first of all here. So you are saying कि ये है, right?
Yes.
So कहाँ पे कह रहे हो आप? Tell me, this is for name, email.
और आगे 2024 yes, बस यहीं पे, और ये सेम लाइन में करने पे सही हो गया था.
ओके ओके, अच्छा वो डिफरेंट लाइन में आ रहा होगा. आई गॉट योर पॉइंट. ओके.
और एक दो डेट में और हो रहा था.
हाँ, जहाँ भी मतलब वो डिफरेंट लाइंस में आ रहे हैं उसको जस्ट करेक्टेड, राइट? थैंक्स यार. As I mentioned, you guys have access to website for 3 more weeks, right? Free of cost, so you can use it till the website is launched. So please feel free, like try to complete all the questions. Okay. So one more thing.
Still, I'm getting the same. I don't know why. After doing that same, like in the same line.
You're still getting the same error.
Yeah.
आप बाकी भी लाइन चेक की, क्या पता बाकी लाइंस में भी हो. Can you simply try to insert 2, 3, like first of all, पहले 4 लाइंस को insert करके देखो. First of all, are you getting? Because नीचे और भी रोज हैं, क्या पता उसमें भी सेम प्रॉब्लम हो.
Okay.
लाइक लाइन 17 में भी डिफरेंट लाइन वाला इशू है, तो उसमें भी वो सेम एरर आ रहा था.
हाँ, तो भाई ट्राई टू, पहले आप एक काम करो, 4-5 लाइन एंटर करके देखो, राइट? एंड इफ इट गोज वेल देन यू विल गेट टू नो व्हाट्स द प्रॉब्लम. Recording link of previous class which triggers is on YouTube channel playlist में सब कुछ available है.
Satvik, if you can share the same, actually I missed that YouTube link also, so that is the reason I'm asking.
Okay, I'll share on group.
Yeah, sure.
If you go to YouTube channel, in the live section you will find it. I'll still share it, but I'll share after the class.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sir,
Just a second. So your line is not complete now. This is TR. ये line आपकी पूरी नहीं है. That's why you're getting error. Try to enter the first 3 rows. Are you getting them inserted? Otherwise I will do one. मतलब मैं फिर Excel ही share कर दूंगा इसकी. You can simply use that. Yes, please tell me.
Sir, the topic on which like we had the practice of like cumulative running total when we were learning Windows function. So I just wanted to ask that when we use the rows between and unbounded preceding and following, is that means like that can be only used when we are we want to find cumulative sum of any sales in that particular subset of a window, or like what? But like when do we actually use it rows between other than finding cumulative?
Suppose they ask you, tell me the rolling average of sales.
Yeah, 1 day prior and 1 day like following
Yes,
is. Yeah, okay.
those type of questions. There are more scenarios. ऐसे बहुत सारे examples हैं questions के.
But mostly Windows function में mostly वो use होता है, right? Like rows between, range between, जब हम
वो
partition
विंडो
करने
फंक्शन
के
का ही
बाद
कॉन्सेप्ट है, विंडो फंक्शन में ही
Windows
यूज होगा.
function का ही concept है, yeah. Sir, and what do you mean by see if your Windows values are dynamic or static? Like in a particular window, like if every subset of a window has the same value, that which means कि वो फिर like मुझे actual वो meaning समझा नहीं.
इसका मतलब होता है कि when you have created a window, suppose you are suppose this is your window. Now suppose you are calculating total sales, right?
Hmm.
So tell me, do you want on, let's say ये window है आपकी, and these are the rows inside that window. Okay. Do you want sum of all the rows or you want only the sum of specific rows?
The sum of specific rows.
क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? This is the window. So do you
Yeah,
want sum of all or you want
sum of all. Yeah, yeah.
so this is like you say here it's not dynamic, here it's static, that you want the sum of whole window. But when you're doing a cumulative sum, for example, at this row you want sum till here, at this row you want sum till here, at
Yeah,
this row you want sum till here. So that is dynamic, right? You don't want sum of all the window. It
yeah.
depends upon the row. That's why it is called dynamic. That's what I mean.
And और एक है, I guess थोड़ा like confusion in statement. आपने बोला कि Windows में your current row, like what, how you determine what your current row is?
Current row is जिस पे आप execution कर रहे हो, like whatever your, if you're calculating sales for this, if you have to create cumulative sale at this point, let's have to create a cumulative sale. Cumulative sale हर date पे अलग होगी, इस पे अलग
Yeah.
होगी, इस पे अलग होगी, इस पे अलग होगी. So this, when you're calculating cumulative sale for this row, this is the current row. That's what it means.
In which the first row will be fixed, right? And the other rows will be
First row will
moving.
be fixed and this will be the current. So इस row के लिए current row will keep on changing ना. For
Yeah.
this row it will be this, for this row it will be this, for this it will be this, and so on.
Yep, sir.
Any other question, anyone? Let's start in 1 more minute. Okay. Okay, let us start. We'll solve a couple of more questions. Okay, after that, we'll be done with CT. Then you will have like you can solve. See, as I mentioned, CT you can apply to all the SQL questions. So what is your task after this is that whenever you solve any question, right, you have to decide what step, like, do you want to solve using CT or not? First of all, you need to decide that, right? And whenever you are seeing subqueries, try to solve them using CTs. Don't solve using subquery directly. So it will help you. So simple, where does CT fit in picture? That all the subquery question that you have done, stop doing them using subquery directly. Start solving them using CT. Okay. Concept itna hi hai. Concept itna maine bataya, there is nothing new. It's just the application now that you see the question, you interpret, you think what part should I put inside the CT folder, inside the CT, what part should I keep outside. That's all the decision point is. Okay. So let's try to solve one more, like couple of more questions. Okay. So uh, this one we have done. These are the medium ones. So I will say let's do this one. Calculate the total watch time per user and assign a rank. Okay, let's solve this one. So let's solve this question. Calculate total watch time per user, okay, and assign a rank. So what should be my, if I have to break the architecture, what will be my architecture? First of all, total watch time per user, then create rank. So let's try to solve this particular question. Okay. So select star from watch underscore history. Okay. So this contains watched. So what will I write down? First of all, how to calculate watch time per user, total watch time. What will I do? With so first of all, I need to create a CT. I'll say a user, let's say, or simply do watch underscore time. Okay. As so I need to calculate the total watch time per user. So I'll say select user underscore ID. Okay. Sum of watch underscore duration as, let's say, total underscore watch underscore time. Okay. From watch underscore history group by user underscore ID. Okay. This is my CT and I will say select star from, let's say, watch time. Let's see abhi mere paas kya aa raha hai. Let's see. Okay, this user ID. Select star from watch history. Let me check.
सर यूजर आईडी को अंडरस्कोर है ना ग्रुप बाय
अंडरस्कोर है कि नहीं? I forgot actually.
Just do it without underscore है
Spelling of group is wrong and
yeah
user.
Oh, sorry.
तो देखो फिर अभी अंडर
No, it's right.
Hmm.
Watch underscore time. Okay, so I got this user ID and I got total watch time per user. Okay, through CT. Now, what is my second part? I have to create rank. Okay, so I have to create rank from this particular table. So I can, so there are two methods. I'll tell you. First method is simple. What will you do? You'll create a rank here only. So how to create rank here? You'll say select user underscore ID, comma, your total watch time. And then what will you do?
Rank.
rank over partition by is required, partition by is not required. Simply order by total watch time. Okay, as R and K from watch time. Right, this is my query. So simply I took from my main table, I created a outer query. This is one method. Another method to do this is creating multiple CTs. So let's say I'll do step method 2. So what I did from first table I got. So what did I get from my first CT? I'll get this query. I'll get this table. Now using this table, I want to create another CT where I'll create rank. So I will simply say create another CT. So we'll say with rank underscore watch time. Okay. As now, how to calculate the rank here? Simply I will follow this, copy this code. Okay. जो हमने अभी किया था, select user ID total watch time as rank from watch time, which I created. Okay. Now I have stored this rank inside another CT. Okay. So now I have two CTs with me. I have rank watch time as well. I have watch time as well. Now what will I do? I'll do select star from rank underscore watch time. It rank watch time as user ID. Oh, sorry, this one. With is used only once. Sorry, I missed it. Okay. So what did I do? Remember, width is used only once, not multiple times. Okay. So पहले मैंने ये टेबल बनाया, CT बनाया, फिर मैंने एक और CT बना दिया उसके नीचे, and then मैंने select star from कर दिया. So method 1 was this, that you create only one CT and you simply take information from that, or you can create multiple CT as well and you can finally select information from that. Okay, it's up to you how you want to do it. Is it clear, guys? Tell me, or is it confusing, or it is easy for you? Like, tell me, how is it like so far? समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? Please tell me. It looks difficult for people like who are just starting, but trust me, it is easy. It's not difficult. It's just how you want to play with CT. There is no right or wrong query. It's simply I want to do using one CT table. It's fine. Go with one CT. No, I want to do multiple CT. It's totally up to you. There is no right or wrong there. Okay. Main thing is you need to understand the concept. It is not tough, Shweta. I'm being very honest. It's just that you need to visualize that from how information is going from here and there. You will remember it. Like with just little practice, it will come easy to you. Trust me.
So you only define width at the very starting, right? After that, you just
Yeah, so you don't need to use multiple width. Just one width. उसके बाद से you can create another CT here. एक और बना सकते हो, कितने भी बना सकते हो. It's up to you. So try to break. So basically, how do I create? Now, question someone asking, मैं कैसे decide करूँ how many CT should I create? My best answer is that read the question, break down. Okay, my first step is to get this. Second step is to get this. Okay, so for each step, try to create a CT. That is the best approach. Okay, So break the problem into as small like parts as possible, and then try to create small CTs for each problems, and then simply do a select star in the end. That is also a good approach. Again, if you're not feeling comfortable, regular method is there for you, but this is something you should learn. I mean, because lot of codes that you will read online here and there, people use CT by default, right? Even in companies, you will see people have used CTs. So you should know that how to read a CT code. Okay. Tell me, guys, any doubt? So we'll do one last question for the session, and I'm giving you guys to solve it. Uh, solve this particular question. Uh, calculate total watch time completed movies for each user. Solve this question. Question number 6. You have the PPT, right? Question number 6 है कि 7 है? Let me check it. Question number 6. Try to solve it. This is the last question for the day. After that, we are over. Rest you can solve for your practice. Okay. Do solve them. Don't skip them. Do solve them. I'm not solving every question because I want you guys to also practice. So, but concept सब में same लगेगा. Remember. Okay. I'm telling my experience. I personally don't use CT much, but again, most of the people use CT. So it's place paste. Okay. Which query you want me to paste? This one? Okay. Sure. अगर सीटी अभी समझ में नहीं आ रहा, इट्स टोटली फाइन. आई एम टेलिंग अगेन, बस एटलीस्ट कोड को समझ लो कि कैसे प्रोसेस होता है, राइट? यू कैन, it's again it's an still an optional thing. It is not mandatory to solve using CT. So but yeah, like most people solve it, so I'm telling you that you should know how to solve using CT. So try to solve. This is the last question for the day. Okay, let's start solving the question. Okay. So the question says that calculate total watch time and completed movies for each user. Okay. Total watch time and total completed movies for each user. Okay. Let's see what people have posted. Some of watched, that is fine. No, there is the question says total watch time and total completed movies. So you need to get two information. First, you need to get total watch time as well, and you need to get total number of completed movies for each user. So there are two things. I think you misinterpreted something.
Yeah, sir, I misinterpreted. Yeah. So मतलब वो काउंट ऑफ ऑल आएगा क्या कंप्लीटेड मूवीज का जो जितने
बेसिकली यहाँ पे आएगा टोटल वॉच टाइम एंड काउंट ऑफ कंप्लीट
हाँ या काउंट या ओके
होगा वैसे. दो क्वेश्चन है बेसिकली, मतलब एक ही के अंदर यू नीड टू गेट दीस टू. So how will you get it? I'm giving you couple of more minutes. Try to fix your codes. Okay, let us try to solve the question. So we need to get two things. If you see, first of all, get the total watch time. Okay. Get total watch time. And what is second? Get count of completed movies. So let's try to solve everything in this format. I'll put everything inside CT and I will select them from outside. Okay. So I'll say with let's call the table name something. Let's say ABC. Okay. As now, first I need to do what? Select user ID. After this, I'll do sum of variable. I think it was watch duration, right? Watch duration as total watch time, or simply say watch underscore time. So by doing this, I will get this one. Now the point is I want to count of completed movies. How can I get count of completed movies only here? So Anyone? How can I get the count of completed movies in the same code? Anyone? Okay, total watch time. Then, yeah, you can join them. That's perfect. That's the perfect code. You can do without that as well, but yes, actually, that's the right code. So what you can do here is, see, point is I want to get here I cannot apply the filter where, correct? Because I want watch time for all the all the users. So I have to apply that filter somewhere specific here. So what I will do, I'll say count. Okay, I'll use a case when here. I'll say case when completed equal to true, then 1. Okay, and I'll end it. Case of 1, or I'll simply sum it, right? Technically I want the count, right? So I'll put it sum. So what will happen here, that whenever it's a completed, I'll get a 1, right? And but once it sums it, you will get the count technically, right? And you will say as whatever you can say, like let's say count movies from watch underscore history group by user underscore ID, and simply you will call it select star from ABC. Okay, any doubt in this particular? So one method to write a code is this, where you use only one CT and you put everything here. Okay, I'll put it in chat box, you can see. Okay, now let's try to understand one more method, like Sakshi has written it. I'll try to explain you that code as well. That is also a good approach, but that's little lengthier. But again, if you understand CT, it's fine. Then it's not a complicated thing for you. So what you will do, remember here, what we have done. We got, let's assume we only want, I broke my code in 2 steps. One was to get total watch time, right? So I'll say user ID get total watch time from whatever my table name is. What was my table name? Watch duration, right? Watch history group by user ID. So this is my first CTE. Let's call it total watch time. Total underscore watch underscore time. This is my first CT. Now I need to create my second CT. What is my second CT? It is get count of completed movies, right? So I will get the count of completed movies now. So what will I do? Let's say completed underscore movies as. So how can I get the count of completed movies? I can simply use this particular code. Select user ID this. Let's select user ID count of star as let's say completed movies, something like this. You can say completed movies from watch history where completed equal to true group by user ID. Okay, are these 2 cities clear to everyone? Total watch time, and I created the completed movies. 2 cities I created. So what will this particular code give? Let's see. Once I run this, what is this going to give me? This particular table. Okay. And what is my other thing is giving me? It is giving me based on user ID, I'm getting some other information. What do I want eventually? So I got a total watch time. I got both of them. So what do I want eventually? Tell me. I want both these columns to be in a single line, right? In a single table. User ID, watch time, and the count. So can I merge them? Can I do a join on them?
Yes.
Right? So I will extract and I will join them. So what will I do? How to join them? I'll say select. So, okay, let's say call it from, this is my first table, total watch time, right? Inner join, or you can simply say join. My second table, completed movies. Okay, on. So let's call this as total watch time as CM, completed movies. So what all variable do I need from first table? I will need user ID and the watch time. So I will say twt dot user underscore ID, comma twt underscore watch underscore time, right? Dot watch underscore time. And from the second table, I will need, let's say, comp underscore movies. So I will say cm dot comp underscore movies. Okay, I'm joining them. So on what variable will I join them? twt dot user underscore ID equal to cm dot user underscore ID. So this is how you will write down. Now let's say when I run this particular code, I'll merge these two information in a single table, and I got the information. So if you see, I created one CT, okay, then I created another CT, and then I joined them together. So break into small steps and merge all those tables at the end of the code. That is also a very good approach, which like Sakshi did, right? So this one also you can take. So this is all about city, or you can simply follow the approach that I did. Create everything in the first go and take a select star. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. So that's it. That's it from so tell me guys if you have any doubt before I move ahead. Like just want to walk you through one structured approach, but is it clear? Anyone any doubt? So tell me how many of you feel this one was little bit over the board, like it was little complicated. How many of you feels? Be honest with me. Okay, two people. What about others? For the first timers, it is a bit tricky. I'll be honest. It's not a like a very intuitive thing, but revise the lecture, watch this lecture couple of times, write down those codes yourself. Okay, without looking at, yeah, with practice. With practice, CT is a better approach. I'm telling you guys, because what happens with CT is that you break the problems in small steps, right, and then you merge them together. So that's a like a very intuitive approach when solving questions. So like try to solve it. So like people who are feeling little bit confusing, my suggestion is watch the lecture at least 2 times and write solve those questions yourself without looking at the solution. Then it will help you. Try to visualize things, that why I'm using CT, what is the need, right? Then it will help you. As I mentioned, CT is just a like way of solving question. It is not mandatory to solve using CT, but yes, if you can solve it, it's a very good thing. Okay, so if still if you don't understand, forget it for the time being. Maybe after 3 months pick it up. Okay, right now your main objective should be to solve the questions. If you think no, through subquery I'm better, go with subquery right now. So it's like subjective thing, I'm telling. So just one last thing, I just want to walk you through the structured approach, that what should be the thought process before solving the questions with CT. Is that, first of all, as I mentioned, whenever you're given a question, identify the question clearly, that what is it asking for. Remember, this is the make or break of everything, that understand reading the question and breaking down the problem into subtasks, which I, if you have noticed, I always do this. I always see the question and I write down the steps, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4 5 6, whatever the steps are there, and accordingly I create a code. Okay, now these things look easy when you're seeing someone solve them, but why are you not able to solve? Because you don't follow this process. You simply see the question and you simply just try to rush in and like find a, like, what should be the quickest solution. No, try to break down and then one step by step solve karoge, so it will help you debug problems as well. Okay, so again, understand the question, identify the data in the tables, and break down that what calculations are needed, what grouping is required, what filtering is necessary, is ranking required, or something like that. These all questions you need to ask yourself. Okay, and like you need to keep, like you can keep this thing with yourself, and always before solving a question, ask that, okay, what is the better approach? Is there any alternate approach I can take it? That's how it is going to help. And after that, once you reach, let's say you have broken down into various steps, then you decide per CT that whether you want to like put everything in single CT and then select star, or you will break different CT and then join them together. That's how this particular process looks like. And yeah, that's it basically. You can test each other, merge each other, but yeah, that's it from my end for the CT class. There's nothing more to this. Rest all is just practice, like seeing the questions and practicing them through CT. Okay, so yeah, let me know if you guys have any question. I'm open to questions now. So as I mentioned, this is the last class. So if you, this is not a doubt class, I'll take a doubt session separately. But tell me if you have any other doubt regarding the course, if you have any feedback or something else from this course. If you have any other question, please feel free to ask. Okay. So everyone is good. So can we close the session now? If everyone is good. Okay, guys. So I think no one has any question. So like this was the last class as I mentioned. I hope you enjoyed the SQL course. I understand you cannot understand 100%. It's totally fine. But whatever you could, try to understand what are your strength areas, what are your weak areas, right? Uh, Play on your strength areas. If something, let's say CT, like I mean, try to spend some time on CT. If you still feel it is not something you're very comfortable, skip it. Okay. Try to have your strength area. As I mentioned, I still don't use CT much, but because I feel like subqueries and all that come very intuitively to me, I solve it using them. But again, every individual is different. So play on your strength areas and try to solve those questions. That is the better approach, rather than you don't need to know every concept in SQL. It's fine. Even I don't know every concept in SQL. So right. So this was it. Like I will come up with more courses. I'll conduct maybe I'll conduct one doubt session for this course in coming week. Right. Again, that's optional only for those people who have actually solved the questions. So you want to solve one more CT question? Yes, sure. I'll conduct one doubt session, that I ensure.
Yeah.
All right. In that doubt session, you can bring any of your doubts, be it from the website, be it from your, and like go and practice these things. I'll come. I'll not next week, after next week, right? So the the week after next week I will conduct that. So in these weeks, if you find anything, collate it and bring to me. And I'm sorry if I was not able to reply to you guys on WhatsApp or something. I was really very, very busy and into something else, so I didn't get time at all. But I'll be fine from next week. Then I'll be more responsive on text. Okay. No, no.
For
In
the
interview,
website questions, now like from you said like after 3 weeks it will be paid, like or like it will
after
be
3 weeks it
remain.
will be paid. Yes,
So how much like we have
it will
to
be
pay?
like 20,000 rupees per month.
20,000.
I'm kidding. It will be like roughly around 300 rupees per month.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not burning your pockets. Don't worry. Uh, uh, yeah, it will be वेबसाइट को AWS पे होस्ट करने के पैसे लगते हैं, तो वो सब तो मेरे को लेना पड़ेगा. That's why I'm taking that. But yeah, so that's roughly around 300 rupees per month. That's what I told. So I hope in it, yeah, no, in interview, no one will tell you to use CT or anything. They will just tell you to solve the question. Right? It's up to you that how you want to solve it. Whether you want to use window function, you don't want to use window function, you want to use subquery or whatever. As I mentioned, uh, get your strength areas right. Okay, whatever your strength areas are, try to solve question using them only. You don't need to know everything. Okay.
Satvik,
Yeah.
I have a request. Like, do you have any, like, is there any possibility that we can do an end-to-end SQL project? Like, is there any, I mean, do you have anything like that? Just give us a project so anyone who is interested, they can do.
I can do, but people don't solve. That's the problem, right?
I know, but we have been solving all the questions in all
Okay,
your classes.
I will just give me a week. I'll put up SQL project this week.
Yeah,
Right. And
yeah,
like try to submit it on the given timeline. I have no problem. See, I believe in organizing such activities, putting give assignments, giving projects. People don't solve it. That's why I myself stop it. Right. So I will give it. Try to submit it. It will be good for you guys.
yeah.
I'll give a
Because
project.
we'll get an overall idea, right? So like the data modeling and everything
Yeah.
in a single project. So I felt that that would be good.
Sure, I'll give everything. I'll compile a good case study on
Yeah,
SQL, which will
yeah,
combine like creating tables, doing data modeling, putting constraints, then like writing SQL queries. Like you will not be given that write down the SQL query. You'll have to identify from the business case that okay, this type of query should be there, right?
yeah.
And something like that you will have to present or something that we can do for sure.
Yeah, those who are interested only they'll do it. Okay.
I will share
Mm.
with you guys like
Yeah.
uh, uh, about others. I am not sure like who, because people generally don't do it. But I expect if I put in this group, at least 5 6 people will solve it. This much I expect, right? So
Okay.
yeah, I'll put it this week for sure.
Okay. Yeah. That's all. Thank you.
In interview, no one is going to ask you to write down using CT or no. That's up to you, as I mentioned. The website, as I mentioned, it's a subscription based. There'll be 3 levels of subscription. The first subscription, where you will have access to all the questions, will be approximately 300 rupees. थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है 10 15 रुपए, like I don't know what the fees will come out to be, but approximately वही होगा. And there'll be couple of more things which we are adding to website. They will have like everything will be in 3 digit only. I'll be honest with you. Okay. So depending what you want, you can select from that. Okay, guys. So no one has any other question, then we can wrap up the class. Thanks for the joining the course. We will come up with more courses in future. Let's see. Like this SQL was a very detailed course, right? Like we covered approximately more than 50 plus hours in the SQL course. I'll try to see if I can. My next goal is to I don't know. Like there are a lot of topics which on courses which I can create, but let's see which one is more uh, like like more aligned with people. I'll see that and I'll let you know. Thanks again. I hope you're at least just compare yourself with day one. If you feel you are at least 20-30% better, then it's a win-win for both of us, right? And now your next task is simply to like practice questions. I have given you 3 week more access to the website. Make its utilization as much as you can. Okay. So thanks, guys. I wish you good luck. And we will have one more session on the art of solving SQL problems, but that will be for everyone. So you guys can also join it. Right. So thanks again. And I will upload this today's lecture by tomorrow morning. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Please. And stay tuned. We'll be coming up with more sessions, workshops, whatever you feel are aligned with your career path. You don't need to join every session of data science. Whatever you feel is aligned with your career path, join them. There'll be few paid courses as well. As simple like, I mean, all right, I keep it paid because free email people just don't participate, right? So like whatever you feel, you can just buy them. Otherwise wait for free sessions. Okay. Thank you, guys. So have a good week, remaining day, whatever is left, and enjoy. Okay. Thanks again. I'm so dropping off. Please, if you don't have any question, please feel free to drop off. I am here for next few more minutes. If someone still has any question, otherwise feel free to drop off.
Sir, the new group that we have created, right?
Which one?
Simran, WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
In that, we are going to come up with different domain technologies, right? I mean, right now
No,
there
that
is.
group is basically like other people will be taking workshops like Simran, and there are few more people.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever guest lectures are there, I'll be putting them there. Okay.
Yeah, so that means they will be on different technologies. Like suppose this time it was like DevOps, CI/CD. That was
This
the
was it was a
area.
Simran session was on RAG. Okay. I will get more people on different topics like data engineering, or whatever topics are there. Cloud is there, and I mean, lot of topics are there. There's no end.
Okay.
So those sessions, see, those sessions can be paid because for those sessions I'll be getting people from outside, right? And like Simran session was free, of course, but like the outside people, they charge money, right? So I try to negotiate with them as much as I can, but I'll try to bring the relevant sessions only, like not some random session. If you have any request that you want on a particular topic, let me know. I will either conduct myself or I will organize through someone else. Okay. So you can put on group or you can just DM me, so that I can create a proper plan. My target is that every week I conduct 2 sessions on groups. Whether it is free or paid, I like will see that, but 2 sessions every week. So in a month, I want at least 8 sessions that of across different technologies, AI as well, data engineering as well, Power BI, like everything I want to incorporate. So if you have any request for any specific session, you can let me know. I will do that. Okay. And as a proper courses and all that, so I will see. You see, it is very much required. I'm being very honest. Like what I have realized in the industry is that uh, people ask people sitting on the other side of the interview table, they can ask anything in this world. Like uh, for AI roles, I have been asked data engineering question that how will you optimize data pipeline, right? Thank God I have worked a little bit, so I knew that you can be asked anything and you can be rejected for like anything. That's how cruel world is. So the best thing is you should be prepared as much as possible, okay. There is no and it's better, the more you learn you will realize कि और रहता है पढ़ना, ठीक है? तो जितना ज्यादा पढ़ सकते हो पढ़ लो. This field is like that only. If you are entering that, you can never stop yourself. Okay, मुझे अब सब आता है. There is never a day. मैं खुद अभी कोडिंग टेस्ट में फेल हूँ. I'll be very honest. I gave coding test of couple of one company. I got failed. I mean, इसमें कोई शर्म की बात नहीं है, right? Human ही है, like fail हो जाते हैं. So it's fine. But the more you give, the more you realize where you stand. Okay. Interview question topic wise, which interview questions? Like for which topic you want? For GenAI तो मैंने ग्रुप पे डाला था अभी कल परसों. If you go and check, I put all the questions that have been recently asked. I'll put okay for ML. I'll put for everything. SQL में तो देखो यार ये आता है, SQL में तो कोडिंग ही पूछते हैं मोस्टली. AI वगैरह में they ask lot of idiotic questions which even they don't know how to answer, but still okay, I'll provide that. But yeah, I mean, just a suggestion to you guys that try to become all-rounders. Of course, have a niche that okay, I want to be a machine learning person or whatever, but try to at least gather full information that deployment, building models, scaling models, cloud तो बहुत जरूरी है आजकल. Like people ask, and ठीक है, और मतलब there is lot of things. Again, अपने आप को ऐसे पागल नहीं करना है, बट जितना कर सकते हो ट्राई टू रीड एज मच एज पॉसिबल. लाइक मेक इट अ कांस्टेंट हैबिट एंड प्लीज do coding regularly. Python and SQL, they are very much required, very much required. I showed you, the reason I showed you is that even I have 9 years of experience, even now I have to give coding test, right? People of 15 years of experience, they also have to give coding test. So this is something that is there in industry, you cannot escape it. And if you really want to crack good roles, I'm talking about good roles, there तो coding is mandatory, right? So ये chat GPT वगैरह कितना भी आ जाए, ठीक है, आप काम के ड्यूरिंग वर्क यू कैन यूज चैट जीपीटी, बट टू एटलीस्ट टू क्लियर द रोल्स यू नीड टू नो कोडिंग. Okay, so that is also very much required. Which consulting firms are you talking about? For your case, you need to like when you have a career gap, you need to yeah, I had shared with someone, I don't know, with you or someone, I shared contact, but you need to search online on, there are a lot of companies which are there, but just don't pay anything to them in advance. You will need to search yourself only on Google पे search करो. और I have few contacts मैंने दिया था, पता नहीं like what happened with them, they never reached back to me. But mostly though you will have to search yourself. There are like US में तो there are very good consulting firms which do that. In India also there are companies I have seen. So maybe you can DM me after a week, not like maybe next week you can DM, I'll reply, or you can Google पे there are like you'll find for sure. Problem with Google is that lot of scammers are also there, so that's the problem. You can DM me next week, I am busy till next Saturday Sunday, so उसके बाद से DM me, I will explore and just remind me next week onwards. Anyone, any other question? ऐसे I have not planned any next course right now. मतलब I have got request for lot of courses, but courses का problem ये होता है कि course is a big commitment, right? For example, right, every day, every week I have like, I was not in a situation to take class in last 2-3 weeks, but I had to take that, right? So वो problem हो जाती है. So I don't want to कि मैं course शुरू कर दूं and बीच में कुछ मेरे को problem आ जाए. Once I see that my calendar is free for 2 months back to back, I will definitely launch a course. Till then, I constantly do workshops, right, on weekends. वो सब you guys can join, and उसके through you can do learning if you want. Otherwise, वैसे भी you can ask on group. I will suggest what course you can go for. Like there are different good courses आप कर सकते हो. If you have money, like 10-15 हजार रुपए तक spend कर सकते हो, you will find very good courses in market, no doubt. But problem is that one single course is never enough. You need to know a lot of things, right? So and now you cannot invest 10-15,000 in every course. So it's better कि कोई एक standard course अच्छा ले लो, बाकी rest you can do from Udemy. So that's what I do. Udemy से कर लो या whatever, from wherever you want. Udemy पे काफी अच्छे courses. I don't know why people just don't people underrate them. They are very very good courses on Udemy. Problem with people is that people just don't like to solve. People just like to blame things, right? मेरे को भी personally Udemy best लगता है, and you'll find content very good. Content वहां से देखो, खुद से practice करो. Nothing is better than that. Like Udemy कितना लगता है? 1000 rupees per month लगता है. उतना तो I think उतना भी नहीं कर सकते तो split it with people. I mean, there's nothing. What happened that people just खुद से उन्होंने कोर्स किया नहीं होता है, and they just start giving advices कि Udemy अच्छा नहीं है, ये नहीं है. मैंने पर्सनली किए Udemy कोर्सेज, तो I can recommend कि they are very good. And like जहां भी मैं करियर में कभी स्टक हुआ हूँ, I have always used Udemy. It has helped me a lot. So do that. And for still, if you want some personalized classes, you can choose. There are a lot of platforms, right? Like हम लोग डेटा साइंस पे कराते हैं, डेटा साइंस नहीं तो there are different platforms, so you can choose anything that you want. Yeah, I understand people back out. See, वो थोड़ी सी इन्वेस्टमेंट है, फिर आपको खुद करनी पड़ेगी 1000 रुपीज पर मंथ. सो उतना तो देखो, उससे सस्ता तो वैसे भी कुछ नहीं मिलेगा मार्केट में, if you go somewhere. So like even like 1000 for 6 months costs 6000 rupees. So utna, but think like in 6000 you're getting a lot of things, right? So that's there.
Another thing is like we are doing courses and all, or matlab, parallelly we'll practice also, but like what in the company, what they are asking like during interview, that hands-on how much experience you have on this. Like for example, in my earlier projects, like not so I knew basic SQL, but like these whatever complex queries, especially sub queries and all that, joins भी बहुत rarely हम like use करते थे. So then that companies, when they'll ask ki hands on how much 5+ experience they want or something, so like that live projects anywhere, where can we get that experience? Like how
Yeah,
will we answer?
live project के लिए I have a plan coming up in like 2-3 weeks, but still don't rely on me. Like एक projects करके भी है यार, if you have seen this website, wait a second,
Because courses is okay, but they are like
कोर्सेज तो देखो लिमिटेड तक ही है ना, कोर्सेज ज्यादा सब कुछ नहीं देगा. This is the website projectpro.io, right? You can go to them. They have like good projects library for each of the thing. Data science, big data, for example, let's say data science में अगर जाते हैं तो they have like lot of projects. Okay, you can see them. I don't know if they're paid or not. कुछ free है, कुछ paid है. You can check that. Otherwise, अगर ये नहीं करना, मैं पहले बता रखा है लोगों को, सबसे बेस्ट तरीका है जो मैं यूज करता हूँ. अगेन इट कैन डिफर. मीडियम इज बेस्ट फॉर मी. सपोज आई हैव टू सर्च अ प्रोजेक्ट, लेट्स से कि आप कुछ भी नाम ले लो. फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से डेटा पाइपलाइन प्रोजेक्ट, ठीक है, सब कुछ डालोगे. people have put their work. See, lot of people are there. I'm telling you, हर कोई इतना लोड नहीं लेता कि यार मैं कोर्स निकालूं, लोगों को पढ़ाऊं, ठीक है, प्लेटफॉर्म बनाऊं. सबके अंदर नहीं होता इतना, ठीक है, विच इज फाइन. बट people have lot of knowledge to share about. So people, what they do, they put things on GitHub and they put on Medium and they properly guide everything. अगर आप इन प्रोजेक्ट्स को भी करोगे ना, दिस इज मोर देन एनफ. आपको कहीं और पैसे खर्च करें, चलो मीडियम की सब्सक्रिप्शन मानता हूँ, इट्स लाइक $5 अ मंथ, बट कुछ और मतलब मेरे को तो मीडियम बहुत सही लगता है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. मैं यूज करता हूँ. सो मैंने प्रोजेक्ट जितने भी मैंने एडवांस तरीके के पढ़े, सारे मीडियम के थ्रू पढ़े, ठीक है. उनको पढ़ता हूँ, फिर मैं खुद पे अप्लाई करता हूँ एंड आई सी द गुड थिंग, ठीक है. सो यहाँ से देखो, बहुत प्रोजेक्ट्स आपको मीडियम पे मिलेंगे, बहुत बहुत ज्यादा. एंड मीडियम इज सिंपली लाइक $5 अ मंथ ओनली. तो अगर आपको ऐसा कुछ करना है तो एक्सप्लोर दिस. मेरे को तो सही लगता है. या लाइक इसका फ्री क्रोम एक्सटेंशन भी है. प्रॉब्लम पता है क्या आती है, मैं आपको सिंपल बता रहा हूँ. आई विल बी वेरी ब्लंट. लोग का क्या होता है कि लोग को मेहनत नहीं करनी. सिंपल, हम इंडिया में हम लोग को होता है कि रिसोर्सेस को बस कलेक्ट कर लो. अच्छा, ये ले लिया, ये ले लिया, ये ले लिया, ओके ठीक है. पूरे ये ले लिया, सपने बना लिए, सब हो गया, ठीक है, एंड क्या कहते हैं, कुछ नहीं किया, ठीक है, सारी प्रॉब्लम वहीं पे आती है कि अनलेस यू एक्चुअली सिट डू थिंग्स, ठीक है, वो चीज नहीं हो पाएगी. दैट्स द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. सो दैट्स व्हाट आई रिकमेंड. मीडियम पे प्रोजेक्ट्स खोजो, यू विल फाइंड वेरी वेरी गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स. मैं अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से बता रहा हूँ, ठीक है. यूडेमी से कोर्स कर लो, मीडियम से प्रोजेक्ट कर लो, और कुछ भी नहीं करना आपको, ठीक है. अब एक प्रोजेक्ट एक बार ऊपर से एक्सप्लोर कर लो, कौन सा वाला अलाइंस टू योर नीड, आपके करियर के हिसाब से, ठीक है. ये सब क्यों होने के बाद से if you still if you're not feeling confident, do a mock interview, ठीक है. There are a lot of mentors who provide that. देखो थोड़ा बहुत पैसा खर्च करना पड़ सकता है उस केस में, which I agree, but again mock interview is something optional. कोई आपको कह नहीं रहा, या तो आप खुद ही अपने लैपटॉप, मैं क्या करता हूँ अगर मेरे को करना है तो मैं लैपटॉप में कैमरा खोल के I just record myself and I just try to listen. एक वो तरीका है. अगर आपको वो तरीका सही नहीं लग रहा है कि नहीं यार मुझे चाहिए कोई मेरे को दूसरा बंदा फीडबैक दे, तो चेक पीपल हु टेक मॉक इंटरव्यूज, ठीक है. एक बार दे दो, ठीक है, कोई डिसेंट नॉर्मल चार्जेस वाला ले लो. आई एम नॉट सेइंग टू लाइक बर्न मनी, बट एक बार दे के देखो, गेट सम फीडबैक एंड वर्क ऑन दैट. सो दैट्स हाउ यू डू थिंग्स, ठीक है. सो मतलब ये 3 तरीके, दीज आर मोर देन एनफ टू बी ऑनेस्ट फॉर एनीवन. मेन थिंग इज स्टडी, अप्लाई प्रोजेक्ट्स, एंड डिपेंडिंग अपॉन, अगेन सबका अलग होता है करियर में, लाइक सबकी पर्सनल लाइफ में अलग अलग चीजें होती हैं. हाउ मच टाइम यू कैन डिवोट इज डिफरेंट, बट दिस इज द रोड मैप दैट आई सजेस्ट टू एनीवन. बिकॉज दिस इज समथिंग आई ऑल्सो डू, कि मैं अपने ऑफिस में कुछ काम कर रहा हूँ, कुछ नया टॉपिक आया तो मैं सिंपल पहले उसको यूडेमी पे सर्च करता हूँ. आई ट्राई टू लाइक थोड़ा समझने की कोशिश करता हूँ. नहीं आया फिर मैं मीडियम पे जाता हूँ, ठीक है. उतने में फिर मेरे को समझ में आ जाता है. when you are giving mock interview yourself, how do you get the ChatGPT यूज करो ना. ChatGPT पे इतना सही फीचर आ गया है. You can ask ChatGPT to conduct mock interview for you. It will give you question आपके स्क्रीन पे, and ask ChatGPT that become my interview or something like that, and वो आपको क्वेश्चन देता रहेगा. जेडी उसको दे दो अपनी या whatever. It will ask you questions randomly and which are as per your जो भी आपकी जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन है, और आप उसको आंसर देने की ट्राई करो. इफ नॉट चैट जीपीटी, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ वेबसाइट्स एज वेल. प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि वो सब पेड होती हैं. मैं तो आपको फ्री ऑप्शन बता रहा हूँ, लाइक इंटरव्यू किक स्टार्ट है, एंड देयर आर लॉट ऑफ वेबसाइट्स व्हिच दे डू मॉक इंटरव्यूज, लाइक एआई मॉक इंटरव्यूज काफी जगह होता है. यू कैन डू देम, बट भाई ये प्रॉब्लम क्या है, उन सबकी सब्सक्रिप्शन है. सो इफ यू कैन नॉट अफोर्ड दैट, यूज चैट जीपीटी or any AI model, like whatever you like. So sure. Okay guys, anything else? You feel free to ask. I'm there. अगर कुछ भी career related कुछ भी doubt है, कहीं पे stuck हो, please feel free to ask. Like I'm here.
Sir, today there was a session 7 to 8, right, for ATS resume creation and something
Yeah,
else.
it was there, but see, मैं बहुत सारे WhatsApp group में add हूँ. I just saw and I posted it. मतलब I know the person who organized it, but मैंने काफी लेट देखा. I would have, मैंने आपका मैसेज देखा एक्चुअली. I like उस बंदे ने भी आई थिंक लेट में डाला था. So अगर उसने डाला होता तो मैं जल्दी पोस्ट कर देता. But if I see something, I'll post on group.
Yeah, I mean, any means will it be again in some other time they will be conducting like that? Any
conduct, no, he has WhatsApp group. You can join that. So I'll share his link, WhatsApp group ka link. I don't know if he has shared. I'll share his WhatsApp
No,
group.
it's not there. Yeah, please share. Yeah,
I'll share. मैं मांग के उससे I'll share. You can join those WhatsApp groups and you can, whenever you like, जो भी session को लगे कि you can join them. Okay guys, anything else? If not, so let's close the session. All good ना? किसी के पास कुछ नहीं पक्का? Okay then guys. So thanks again for joining. Thanks for joining the course. I'll see you in some other course or some other workshop, and enjoy and practice SQL as much as you can. Okay. Thank you.